everybody! Thank you so much for being here. Yes, I am in my painted makeup room. I've got so many things I want to show you in here that have changed around, just the way my desk is. A lot of other little details in the room have changed, and of course the paint color. Gone is the pink. I've brought in kind of this neutral cream shade. It's from VIBSPRING. Got it at Lowe's. It's called Cream in Your Coffee, or Cream in My Coffee. It's a very popular shade that they sell, but I was just looking for something that would be brighter in this room when I'm shooting so early in the morning and don't have a lot of light coming in, or sometimes no light coming in. And also something color-wise that just wouldn't interfere so much with my camera and my shots. So I know I'm not in a studio. I'm here in my house. I'm not trying to turn it into a studio, but I am trying to make it the best environment for these videos that it can be. So I'm really going to have a lot of trial and error going on with my lighting that I've set up here, the way I'm positioned in the room, different backgrounds that I want to have, different stuff in the background. So bear with me here. I will be sharing a lot more about the changes that I've made, but it has been such a busy weekend. I've just recently gotten a root canal, so it kind of hurts to open my mouth very wide and talk. Also, we had the meet and greet at Macy's, which went wonderfully well. Absolutely amazed by the turnout, by how far some of you came. It was so wonderful meeting you guys, giving you a hug, learning more about you. So thank you so much for coming. I realize it may not have been a convenient time and place for everyone, and other people wanted to come who couldn't come, but I just appreciate you taking an interest so much. But the video that I felt like I had to sit down and get my act together and shoot right now was a video about the Sephora sale, the VIB sale, VIB Rouge. I'm gonna put all the code info in the description box so you know what you can type in to save 15% if you're VIB Rouge or VIB, and then I believe it's 10% for Beauty Insiders. But definitely something worth taking advantage of. You can save a substantial amount, and it's hard to really save when you buy stuff at Sephora a lot of times. And so often when we do videos and we're talking about favorites and things that we love, it seems like there's always that little asterisk, like, well, only for those who have dry skin, or only for those who love a neutral eyeshadow palette, or only for blah blah blah. You know, the list goes on. And in this video I thought it'd be really fun to give you just 5 solid works for anyone picks. I think. I really see all of these things that I'm going to be talking about working for absolutely anyone, any walk of life, you know, any makeup look that you desire. These products could work into it and be really great. And some of these things I know you've heard me talk about before, so they may not be too surprising, but I'm going to jump right in. First thing are the Viseart Theory palettes. I know the brand has very much become associated with their $80, you know, larger palettes, and those are great, really, they are. But I think what is a really great value, and also a great thing to try if you have not tried anything from this line before, are the Theory palettes. And I have one of them here in Minx, and it's gorgeous, okay? It's got 3 matte, 3 shimmer. Most of the time their palettes, their larger ones, are either all matte or all shimmer, so this gives you a nice little sampling. And I just really love the shades that are in this particular one because the mattes are so basic. I'm wearing just these 3 mattes on my eyes today because I knew, you know, I wasn't gonna go all out on the eyes because I was going to do a really bright lip, so I kept it very basic. But then you've got these shiny shades that are just gorgeous over here as well. The finishes, the texture, they are so great to work with, such great pigmentation. They've recently come out with some new shades actually in this little palette format, and when I heard they were coming out with those, I actually got on the pre-order list for Muse Beauty, and I didn't realize that if and when they were going to be coming to Sephora. Otherwise I probably would have bought them, you know, under this sale. But I ordered the new blush palettes and the new eyeshadow palettes in this format, so I will do much more on that after I get them and get a chance to play with them for a while and really tell you what I think. But for right now, I mean, this is the one that I have. I think it's really amazing, and I believe it's like $45, so it's a great place to start with this brand. See if you like it, see if it's something you might want to pursue, you know, in other palettes. Another cool thing is that the pans do magnetize, size in and out. So if you want to stick them in a larger palette, you can do that. So I think that's cool. But when I think about this palette, it's like, for whatever reason, I end up wearing it for really big occasions. Like when I went and saw Carrie Underwood at the Grand Ole Opry, I was wearing this. For my meetup last weekend, I was wearing this. Like, and just so many everyday days in between. So it's really great. Side note, I have fallen even deeper in love with Viseart and just their whole brand after watching the video. I believe it was, her channel is Stephanie Nicole, and she did a great interview with them. And it wasn't like hyping up a product. It was just a very real, very in-depth look at this brand, just the way they manufacture, their creative process. I just thought it was so fascinating. I'll link to that video below because it just really, I don't know, made me want to dive headfirst into all their products. Okay, item number 2 on my list that I think is a no-fail must-have that everyone must try are the Besame lipsticks. This is an incredible brand. I have done a couple of videos already, pretty much exclusively on Besame products, so I will also link to those below if you want some more details, more in-depth info, seeing more of them on my lips and whatnot. In a nutshell, the concept behind this brand is that they do vintage, like replica products, and their lipsticks are all associated with a certain year, and there is a certain inspiration behind the shade, the finish. They do a lot of work to make a really authentic, actual replica shade based on some vintage, you know, lipstick sample that they have found. And I think that's so cool. The quality is impeccable. They smell like real vanilla. The tubes are absolutely stunning, and this is the way the lipsticks are shaped. If you want to apply them straight from the tube, you can actually have some precision with that, but I love doing these with a lip brush. I like to brush on like one coat, blot it off, brush on another coat, and I may or may not blot that one off as well, and the staying power is just extreme. I would associate this brand mainly with reds. There are quite a few outstanding reds in this line, and then some things that might kind of veer off from that a little bit. But when I was thinking about, you know, what works for everybody, not everybody may think they want a red lipstick, but deep down in my heart, I think everyone needs a red lipstick. So I have 3 options here, just real quick. The one that I think is the most wearable is Red Velvet. I have this in a mini size, but this is a little bit deeper. It's not quite as shouting from the rooftops as what I've got on my face right now. And Red Velvet is very soft and creamy and beautiful. And yes, it will last a long time. Do that double blot technique and you'll have great staying power with that. If you do want something that's a real statement old Hollywood red, that's what I've got on here. It's Red Hot Red, Marilyn Monroe's signature type color. So I think that's just a gorgeous, bright, classic red. And then another option here that I love so much is Tango Red, and this one has a lot more orange in it. And I think of this color as being a little bit more of, say, a trendy shade for this season, just because a lot of people like to work in the more orangey corals. But there's Red Velvet, see, quite a bit deeper. Here's the shade I'm wearing right in the center, Red Hot Red, and then Tango Red. Whether or not it's picking up on camera, that one has the most orangey warmth to it, but it's a formula that you absolutely cannot argue with. It's intensity that is just as bold as can be. They feel great on the lips, so I would just highly recommend picking up a Besame lipstick. Number 3, Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I have gotten on the train with this product in the past few months, and I just think it's outstanding. I like this so much because it can be worn in so many different capacities and seems so lightweight, yet in some crazy magical way, I swear it adds coverage, even when I use it in its lightest form. So if you want to bake with this, I think this is an ideal product to do that with. I find the shade of this to be just a little bit lighter than my skin tone, so it does kind of act as a brightener. It improves the staying power of my makeup, but then I can just put it on very lightly with the lightest little brush and just use it to sort of take the texture of a concealer that might be a little bit too sticky and just smooth it out. And it can do that wonderfully well with very minimal product. And there are a lot of powders that can change the texture of something on your skin. You know, even the cheapest powder can do that. But what must be different about this powder, it's so fine, it doesn't leave that additional texture on the skin. I know I've raved and raved about the by Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. That's a great thing for giving like the ultimate smoothness on the skin. But this, on top of everything, for whatever reason, seems to add a tinge more coverage to the under eye area when you're using it there. And then by all means, you can use this lightly all over the face also. If you only use this big old thing on the under eye area, I mean, I think you'd have it for a really long time. But this can be your all over face, you know, set the foundation powder, or it can be just your last little mattifying step all over the skin. I think this is so good. I would really recommend it to any age. Number 4 on my list is from Beautyblender, and they've got a kit called All About Face, and basically it is a 4-piece set that comes with the solid cleanser, a mini solid cleanser, I believe, a full-size beauty blender, a beauty blender blusher, and a micro mini. And I think this would be such a great way to experiment with these if you've never tried them, or if you have tried them and just want to have some backups on hand. I think that's great as well. I don't have that particular kit, but I do own every element of that kit that I bought individually, and I think the value is spectacular. There are many great blending sponges out there. I mean, I've raved about Real Techniques and different ones. The one from NYX I think is awesome, but a regular beauty blender is great as well. I love that they've also paired that with 2 other totally great things to try. This is the Beauty Blender blusher. By the way, I've used all these today, so they're totally like saturated. They're at their fullest point, but this is great for a cream contour, a cream blush. Some people may even prefer this size for concealer or larger, you know, areas right here on top of the cheekbone. The micro mini, I will stand behind this, is one of the gentlest ways to blend out your under eye concealer. If you're very, very paranoid about that fragile skin getting pulled around with different brushes or your fingers, use this. I swear it is the most like fragile little way to deal with that under eye area and still blend out your concealer and still maintain some coverage, because this is so lightweight. I do find these sponges to be durable. They clean up well. I use my solid cleanser to clean all my sponges, and I think it does a really fantastic job. So when I saw that that kit was out there, I thought, oh my gosh, what a great sampler set. What a great way to see if you like these and not spend an arm and a leg on each one individually. And then the last thing that I would recommend are Bite lipsticks. I think Bite really has the cream lipstick formula down pat in terms of a luxurious, really, really creamy, comfortable lipstick. Their amuse-bouche formula is awesome. How is it different from Bessame? Well, Bessame is, like I said, very focused shade-wise, and they're gonna have a lot of reds and not a lot in the, you know, maybe more trendy shades or the nudes. Bite is going to have you covered more in that way. Also with the Besame lipsticks, with a lot of those, especially if you do the blot technique and even just applying a lot of them as is, they verge on a matte or nearly matte appearance on the lips. They just don't have a lot of shine to them, and they can feel a little thicker as a result of that. These from Bite are going to have more shine. They're going to just feel like there's more moisture on the lipstick as you rub your lips together after you apply one of these. It's going to feel borderline like balmy. So if you're interested in maybe a little wider shade range, you're not so serious about the reds, and you really like that ultra moisturizing feel, you might be interested. And I like their little duos that they've got. I have been especially impressed with one that I got recently, and these are minis, by the way. This one is Rhubarb and Thistle. Rhubarb, you know, we're talking about a great wearable kind of mauve-y berry there. I think that could be anybody's like workday beautiful lipstick. And then it comes with a little bit more of a trendy color in Thistle, which is like this grayish mauve. And I like them both. And then they've got another duo you can choose from as well. But I think that's a great way to sample what Bite has to offer. So if you are shopping this sale and you were trying to get some ideas of what some good purchases might be, there you go. Those are my 5 things that I think are totally no-fail products. Things that I think anybody would enjoy in their collection, get a lot of use out of, be so impressed with quality-wise. Yeah, what more can I say? They're awesome. Thank you guys so much for your time. Definitely look for more updates on the beauty room and a little bit of a tour video. I will probably put that together soon, and I will see you next time. Bye.